In.
And I'm recording. Obviously, we're having a part 3. So kind of. So part 3, here we go. Sorry.
Greg,
This will be a short one.
Greg,
I hate that when that happens.
to answer your
me,
statement.
to me, my thing about playing jazz music, and if you're going to play a tune with a quintet or a sextet, and you're going to have everybody solo, it better be changed up. And otherwise, what are you going to do? 40 choruses of the same thing over and over again, So
like a jazz step.
Everybody wants to take 8 choruses of a solo, So when we were doing that gig at that in Inglewood upstairs, what was it
Lolitas.
called?
Lolita.
And also when what was the name of that wonderful piano player on that gig? I want to say Michelle, but it's not.
Okay, Sheldon.
No, it was a woman.
Oh, Michelle Gregoire.
Michelle Gregoire?
Oh, it was Michelle Gregoire, absolutely. Yeah. So we're playing the tunes, and I'm like, they're changing. I was super digging. I'm like, they're changing the groove for everybody's solo. It sounds like a suite, as opposed to just rehashing the same shit over and over again. That's the way I like to play.
Well, she's awesome. She's awesome. She can lay down the right chord and voicings to support what you're doing, and that she's absolutely awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
I like her. I like her a lot. She's very humble, but at the same time, she knows what she's doing. So yeah.
And then you and Tyler too. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to take these guys home with me.
Let's do it. Let's make it a quintet. It's like with Pat, and let's go. I mean, the world is eager for music, so we can have a Greg Bush and Pat Belliveau quintet, and go to Japan and have some fun.
And I would love to do that shit.
Care to write a quintet version of Lakeview Drive for me?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. I would just kill for that. I'll kill for that.
You're going to get really sick of that tune.
No, never. I'll play every night at 200%. No.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all about. It's playing music, first of all, playing with people that you like.
Yes.
And then musicians that you like, and playing music that hopefully the audience is going to like. It doesn't get any better than that,
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, you play music with people you love, and play music that you feel is worth it to play. I'm totally understand the thing about the weekend warriors. And you want to play top 40, you want to go to the bar and play, you want to play the Mastering Sally? Fine, go for it. Have fun. That's not my gig anymore. My gig is you, Pat, and that's what the music moves me. I mean,
that's kind of the way I feel about it now. And I actually, as Pat knows, I love Mustang Sally.
I love it, but I play it 3 million times, and people butchered it. So I don't.
If I could have $1 for every time, that's all I got to say.
Oh,
yeah. I wish I could.
I will have 3 properties around the world.
I'd be in Italy right now having wonderful gnocchi somewhere.
Yeah,
you can bet on it.
I'll be with you.
Well, let's figure it out, because you guys have me contemplating moving back to Calgary just to hang with you guys.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do that again.
Well, is it possible? Yes, it is.
It's anything.
Can we do it?
Anything is possible if you set your mind to it. We just got to figure it out and do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we can work it out, and
I'll book some studio time here with Steve.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Let's get some recording done.
Yeah, and I'll be there. I'll be just. I would love to be there.
I have a quintet chart I haven't recorded yet. I was going to ask Alistair, but I could boot him off the session.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another great player. Okay, that's another great player.
I know.
I mean, Alistair, Jesus, that's another great player. But you see, you don't choose the players by their uh, proficiency. You choose the player by the sound. As a matter of fact, and I'm not going to mention about the name, but there was somebody coming up with a show, and in front of me, on the table, right across me, and I said, they were talking about the show, and I said, well, I would love to be part of the show. I would love to play bass for the show. And this person, who was the music director, said, you don't fit the show. And it was like, okay. I fucking played the Lion King in LA for 2 months. I don't fit the show here, honestly.
Was it a musical?
It was one night show. And I was like, no, you do fit some shows, but you don't fit this one. So I called somebody else. I was like, okay. That's that's make me feel like, okay, you have no idea where I'm coming from. You don't even care where I'm coming from. And you know what? At this point, that's fine. I I am who I am, and
Mhm.
and that's fine. That's why I choose my musicians. I choose my projects, and you're not one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And musicians at a certain age, they get to that point, right? They just get, okay, everything's cool. I'm going for what I believe and what I feel. I don't, it's not personal. It's not personal. It just, that's the way it is.
I think it's a I'm too old for this shit kind of.
Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it
yeah.
seemed like the 600-pound gorilla in the room. So,
But to me, it's less about being old and more about having a lot of experience and then starting to pick and choose
Mhm.
experiences you want to continue doing, you know. So yeah. And to me now it's really important for me if I'm gonna play the hang. It's gonna be to me it's understood. You get the people that you like, the music is gonna take place. So to me, the hang is more important. Do I like hanging out with these people? Do I like making music with these people? I tell the students when we get the guest artists at the school, I'm like, you guys ask whatever questions you like. I encourage you ask all sorts of questions. But I'm finding that as I do this more and more, I'm less concerned about what Rufus Reed plays on C7 flat nine, and I'm more
Even he doesn't care.
And I'm more concerned in terms of hanging out with him, and I found out that he's got a son. I'm like, oh, tell me about your son. I'm more concerned about hearing those kinds of stories and what the hell Rufus is going to play on a C7 flat nine. But
You know,
if he,
I've seen Jimmy Garrison's son playing with the Zabinal Syndicate at the NAMM show in Los Angeles, and Joe Zawinul introduced everybody with a lot of respect, and then he went to Jimmy Garrison's son, and he goes like, "Oh, the young Garrison on bass. Who gives a shit?" And he said it on stage. I was there. I was there. Because the young kids, they just, they want to be whatever, and You can't mess with Joe Zawinul. I mean, it's your syndicate, it's your band. Don't lead. Just be do your gig. I mean, I mean, honestly, what how it's hard to understand to play the gig when you're 20 years old in a Joe Zawinul syndicate. I mean, I would be, I would play for free. I would just like, I would love to be there. If Joe Zawinul called me for this band, I was like, and hey, check your ring bell because I'm right there at your door, you know. And some people just like because they're son of the big guys, they feel like they're entitled to do whatever. No, no, you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
You have to earn it. It doesn't matter who you are. You got to earn it.
Absolutely.
So, you know what? Bottom line is, I'm glad I'm getting older. So I don't give a shit. I play with the people that I love to. I play the music I love to, and
Yeah.
and I love it. I love it. I just love it. Hey, Greg and Pat, if you guys have a project, shit, I'm in it. I'm right there. I'm right there.
Well, if we do it, apparently it's the seed is being planted tonight.
Well, well, that's great.
If anything spawns from it, you heard it here, folks.
There you go.
This is it.
It's
June
going to be
16th.
great. It's going to be a great project.
Yeah, we need to figure it out and do something.
Yeah, why not? Before it's too late.
Well, yeah, we'll also have to figure out when we're able to we'll be able to cross over into neighboring provinces and things too.
They're opening up.
I hope so.
Mhm.
Yeah, me too. This is getting old.
Yeah,
It's getting old.
this is like going through the coda like 45 times.
That's right.
You know, guys, thank you very much, gentlemen, for having me. It's been a great chat. Thank you for letting me vent or whatever, telling the stories. It's awesome.
That's
I
what
mean,
these videos are for.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well,
that's totally what they're for.
Yeah, totally. And I'm inspired.
are you really?
I'm inspired. I'm invigorated. So
Okay. Well, that's awesome, and then I am too. I can't wait to work with you guys. Come on, let's do something.
Okay, let's talk in the future.
gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Please, please. I'm a bass player. Don't count. I just
Okay.
Right.
So just so you know, this will be up, like I say, probably within the next half hour. I just have to convert them and post them to YouTube. So I'll send you guys links when they're up.
This
And
one, each one's been different, eh, Pat?
yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
and I'll
which is good.
yep, and I'll label each one of these part 1, 2, and 3, so you know chronologically how things are working and all
okay.
that. So yeah,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna encourage a few of my students to come and check these things out.
Stefano, I think he's guest number 4, I believe, right, of ours.
I think so.
Russ Broom, John DeWall, Jim Murray.
And then Stefano, yeah.
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 There were lots of words of wisdom dispensed tonight. So thanks for that, Stefano.
Oh, you're. Absolutely. I have no filters. I think this is the way it is. The way I am. I have no problem to show my true colors because that's I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm not a star. I'm not one of those guys that is going to be on YouTube with 3 million checks. I'm nobody. but I am a true worker. I'm a blue collar of jazz and music business. I love my job. I love what I do. I love to play bass. I play bass for hundreds of recordings. I mean, if you go to my website, you probably see like hundreds selected recording, but there are probably three times more that I did by the time I was in Europe and when I moved to Los Angeles. Um, I did so many uh, recording for people who were actually trying to get into the music scene. And you know what? I loved every single them. I gave my 200% no matter what. You have, you pay me $200 an hour for a recording, or you pay me $65 an hour for a recording. Back then, I was cool with that because I was supporting your act. I want you to get to the big guys and get your recording in it. You know, nothing happened. Hey, I'm still on it. Nobody knows I'm on it. Oh, by the way, ha ha ha. As a closing a statement, I was approached by a producer who was actually recording backup tracks for Pioneer for when you sing along for tracks for
Karaoke?
Like karaoke or something?
karaoke. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So between 1997 and 1999, for 2 years, I've been working for this producer who actually was recording everything from Frank Sinatra to The Who. 5 sessions a week. I was in the studio 5 days a week for 2 years, doing uh, like Fly Me to the Moon to whatever The Who, whatever, da 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 for Yes, for whatever. We did 5 days a week recording, and I caught probably 1,000 tracks for Pioneer Corporation for the karaoke thing. And you know what? I love that. That's how I craft my skills on recording studios. That's why you, Pat, you know that I can cut on the first cut. Anything you do, I get it right and the first cut because I'm a studio musician rat. I mean, I love that.
I
I live
called you.
there.
I called you back, didn't I?
Yeah, exactly. You did, right? Did you? Did you?
I did, didn't I? A few
Do you
times.
remember the last? Do you remember the last track we did?
Well, of course I do. Yes.
I cut it on the first cut, and I said, "I'm done." And there was a piano player. I'm not going to mention a name, but you can mention if you want to. And I heard it from a different room, and he goes like, "Yeah, dude, you're done." It was done. It was done.
Well, it's
That's
like that.
what studio musicians do.
It's like that
They
Phil
go
Wood
in
story.
and they just cut it. They just cut it.
Here's my story. It's the Phil Wood story when he did the alto solo on "Just the Way You Are" for Billy Joel.
Yes.
He went in and they showed him where they wanted him to solo and all that stuff, and the stuff that he does on the way out, and a few fills here and there. So they got to the solo section, and producer says, "Okay, Phil, let's do a take." So they started off, and he plays the solo and all that stuff, the solo that we know now and have known since the 70s when that song was released. And at the end, the producer stops and goes, "Yeah, Phil, that was a great take, man. Like to do another?" He said, "No, man, you wanted Phil Woods, you got him." And that was it.
Exactly. That was the point. The last recording session we had for
He told me that himself, as a matter of fact.
the last Lakeview Drive recording session we had with Steve, and it was like, you want Stefano Valdo? That's it.
You
That's
got him. Exactly. There you go.
and the Steve said, "That's good to me."
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the reason why that I've been sticking with this core, yourself included. Look at how quickly when we get into the studio that all that shit comes together, right? We're not trying to redo stuff and reinvent the wheel and fix a bunch of errors and stuff like that. There's a few things that we tweak and just to make sure that we're on the same page, but we get done pretty quickly. Like I've been in studio sessions where it was like bits of my soul are leaving my body. It's like, oh my God, really? It's to that point where it's just so mentally draining. But we get in there, we lay it down, and there might be an overdub here and there or whatever, or maybe run it through a second time just to tighten it up, and then that's it. And for me, having learned over the years about the laws of diminishing returns, I just want to do maybe maximum of 3 cuts, take the best one, because after that it just starts to do this.
Exactly. So that's my LA years coming up. You do it once, twice. The third cut is not happening.
Yeah. And I found that I usually would go back to the first few. It's like if you do it like 4, 5, 6, 7 times, which of course gets monotonous after that. I always found that you go back to the very first few, and those are the best ones. That's inevitably how that works.
If it takes more than 3 cuts to get to the recording, you're not up to the job.
Mm-hmm.
You're not up to the job.
Good point.
Yep.
You better leave.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
The pros.
Maximum of 3, but if we can do it in 1 or 2, great.
Yeah.
Done. Let's go for coffee.
That's what Joe DeBartolo told me.
Yeah.
You're my best horse. You cut it right away. Otherwise, get out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
10 years in the show band, in the 2-night show band. Man, he was living in Hollywood.
I'm sure. That would have been a great gig.
The guy was massive. Mm-hmm. It was really. Anywho.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this journey.
Thank you.
StefanoValdo.com, is that right? Speaking of your website.
And I'm upgrading the whole thing, so things are coming up. The changes are coming up.
Okay.
If they're not there, don't be discouraged. We're working on it, and there's a lot of stuff coming up. So yeah.
Okay. For any follow-up, they can reach you there.
And the bass boot camp in August 11th.
Oh yeah, Ambrose University.
Is it
here in Calgary? What's that?
In person or online?
In person.
In person, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's gregbush.com, right?
Gregory Bush.
GregoryBush.com.
No, I mean, gregbushjazz.com.
That's your website address?
Yeah.
Okay.
gregbushjazz.com, yeah.
And I'm at belltones.ca. And mine's in the process of being redesigned now too. So I don't know when that's going to be finished, but it's in the process. So, and you can follow up. Sorry?
I said I should get on that because mine's ancient. It needs to be updated.
Right. Also too, if anybody wants to email me, you can email me from, I have an email address set up for these videos. It's youtube@belltones.ca. So YOUTUBE @belltones.ca. And you can send an email there, and any comments, questions, or follow up of any kind can go there. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Sure. And let's maybe talk in the future here, not too distant future, about potentially doing some recording out here maybe or something.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See where that goes. Okay. So arrivederci and sayonara. and buenas noches and all that.
Buonanotte. Buonanotte.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches is Spanish.
I know. I'm actually taking Spanish right now through Duolingo, the app. So
Okay,
yeah, so
okay.
look at that. There you go.
Buonanotte. Tutti fuori.
There you go. Tutti fuori. I knew that was coming. Tutti fuori. Okay, guys. I'm going to exit stage. I'm going to pause this or stop this. Okay. Bye for now, folks.